Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round 5 of the PNF4. My name is Anders, and I will be your host for this evening's race. It's the penultimate round of our first season in the F4 class here and RaceRoom Racing Experience. And we are at the Nürburgring fast chicane layout, and we're just currently in practice. We only have 4 contenders tonight, meaning that gave 66 a prime opportunity to seal the deal with the championship one round before the end. Now, without further ado, let's head over to qualifying and see how that went. So we are in the final moments here of qualifying, less than a minute to go. 66 is leading the charge currently with Fabrice Lamy in P2. The other 2 drivers driving tonight are Anders and Graham Kirkpatrick. So Graham's looking to get a good haul of points on the board today. 66 comes over the line and sets a 1:58.4. Can Fabrice Lamy get any closer? 2 personal bests, but a bit off the lap time there with a 1:59.3. And Graham Kirkpatrick comes over the line with a 2-minute 2.575. Now, Anders was unable to get a qualifying lap time done. So therefore, there's 66 in P1, Fabrice Lamy in P2, Graham Kirkpatrick P3, and Anders P4 without being able to set a lap time within the 5-minute timer. Let's head to the grid for round 5. So the cars have lined up on the grid. The camera is focusing on Anders, who did not get a time set in qualifying. The lights are going on. And off we pop for round 5. This camera view makes it look incredibly slow. But everyone gets off to a fairly decent start. Graham, sadly, a little bit slow off the line as we head down into turn 1. 66, our pole sitter, is well ahead. Nice and clear. All the cars giving each other nice wide berths here as there's only 4 cars on track. And they're able to do so. Graham trying to mount an attack against Anders early on. Looking to try and get down the inside into turn 3, but it's just not quite able to do so. It takes a little bit too much grass there. Now, the good thing for Graham in this race is that he did learn quite a lot about what the F4 can actually do. I suppose it's a bit of a benefit for someone like Graham who doesn't get much seat time because of their job. But when you get a nice chilled race like this, where you know you're going to get a good haulage of points for your championship efforts, you're not really going to have a bad time. Fabrice Lamy, half a second behind the pole sitter 66 as we head up towards the Schumacher S's for the first time. We should be doing about 13 laps here at the Nürburgring. Now, there may only be 4 cars on track, but let's see what sort of action we can get today. And hopefully Fabrice Lamy can start to mount an attack on 66. You can see Anders is only half a second behind Fabrice Lamy as we head up the hill towards the fast chicane. And through they go for the first time. And Anders, doing a 50-50 grind on the curb. This isn't Tony Hawk's, bro. He's not in Area 51 now. And if you get that reference, you're my sort of guy. So why don't you like and subscribe to this video and join our Discord. The link can be found in the description below as we head back down into T1. And 66 runs a little bit deep, but is able to carry enough speed through, and is also running a little bit wide, a bit slow to get on the accelerator. And everyone's fairly even here in the top 3. You can see Graham's already dropped 2 seconds behind. As the camera shifts focus to Anders, who is the closest to be able to mount a challenge to anyone else on the circuit right now. Running a little bit deep and wide there. Look at that. How much time did Anders lose there? Enough for the camera to go, nah, I'm moving on. Cheers, dude. Fabrice Lamy really pushing that F4 to keep up with 66. If you can get within half a second of 66 ahead, you will start getting a lovely bit of toe, which will help him keep up with 66. As Anders has now lost the toe of Fabrice Lamy as we go up the hill, which is crucial in the parts of the circuits where the car's going to struggle just a little bit more with its low power. Through the fast right-hander we go, and Fabrice Lamy is within half a second. So should be able to get a nice little toe through the fast chicane. And a little bit of dirt kick up there for Fabrice Lamy, but it's looking nice and tidy here by the Belgian. As we head on to the start-finish straight, and this is where the toe should really kick in effect here, as long as Fabrice got a good exit. Apparently it's still staying at 4 tenths. Although it looks a lot closer on camera. And you can see Anders is now a second behind Fabrice Lamy. That's what happens when you're a dad. Oh, you just become knackered just by watching a nice bit of racing on a Sunday evening. I hope you're all doing well, by the way. Let me know in the comments what you're looking forward to in 2025 when it comes to sim racing. Whether it's AC Evo, race room content that you're kind of aware of. I'm really looking forward to the Super Touring cars, which will be, I can confirm right now, it will definitely be Season 6 of the PNTCC will be the Super Touring. The community, well, the people that I've spoken to within the community cannot wait for that series, and that will be kicking off in the new year. We'll let everyone get settled in, and we'll probably start it mid-January. Just let everyone have a nice Christmas break. No worries about schedules, making it to race meets, so on and so forth. Although we will be doing the weekly W1R, apart from on Christmas Day. Won't be doing it on Christmas Day. As Fabrice Lamy is rather close now to 66. Only 2 tenths behind the Brit. As we head into the last corner, and it looks like Lamy had to scrub off quite a lot of speed through the fast chicane there. But he's got a lovely drive out of the final corner here, and 66 has gone defensive, trying to break the toe. Fabrice Lamy was a bit slow to react there. As we head down into T1. And Fabrice Lamy is just not quite able to mount an attack quite yet. 66 trying to carry as much momentum through T1 as possible. And it seems to have worked out well for him so far. And that gap to P3 is now 1.8 seconds. And Fabrice Lamy got a beautiful exit out of the kind of stadium complex. Call it a stadium complex, it's nothing like a stadium really, but it's a beautiful drive out through there. Oh, and 66 running a little bit wide out of the right-hander. It's going to allow Fabrice Lamy to have that little bit of confidence to possibly mount a challenge beyond the Schumacher S's. Oh, and as I say that, he runs a little bit wide, so that's that kind of opportunity gone. But luckily he didn't scrub off too much speed. It's through the S as we go. They go again. Fabrice Lamy is rather close to the rear gearbox of 66. Can Fabrice mount any challenge this time around? 66 gone slightly defensive. That could play into Fabrice Lemmy's hands. A bit of a squirrel out of the C1 exit there. 66 Lemmy is definitely mounting quite some good challenge here. Just not able to find that extra little tenth to get by. Lemmy are losing so much speed there. But again, maybe the wash just let the front end just slide on out there. 15 minutes left of the race to go. And it genuinely could be anyone's yet. Can our championship leader 66 hold off Fabrice Lemmy? The Belgian is getting more and more confident as each lap goes on. You can see the time for Anders as well really has actually come down just a little bit, not much. But a few attempts, just because these two are not battling excessively, but when they do, you lose a lot of time. So you really do have to pick and choose when you actually decide to make the move. As through the fast chicane we go one more time. 15 minutes left on the clock now, and the auto director seems to want to be focusing on Anders here. Has come through the last corner. Anders is 1.2 seconds away from Fabrice Lemmy. And we are now back to Fabrice Lemmy. Can the Belgian muster against his compadre, his friend, his enemy in 66? The gap has not changed. Now we're on the third or fourth lap of this close battle, and Fabrice just hasn't been able to find just that extra tenth or two to confidently make the move on 66, although going into the hairpin there, that is the closest I believe Fabrice has been, and with a good exit as well as we head up towards the Schumacher S's. Can Fabrice get anything done into this left-hander maybe? 66 even goes defensive, so he's clearly feeling the threat now of Fabrice Lemmy. And is Fabrice going to try and get a nice little cutback here, but I think 6 has defended that quite nicely. Down the hill through the fast right-hander, back up the hill towards the fast chicane. I think if this was a slow one, it might have created a few more overtaking opportunities. And through they go. And Fabrice Lemmy is even closer, so clearly a good lap here for Fabrice. That's over the line they go. Oh, Fabrice is now looking down the inside as we head towards T1. 66 hasn't gone defensive at all, but he does have the grippier racing line. Fabrice just backs out a little bit there. I think maybe a little bit too nervous of causing contact maybe. I feel like if Fabrice then was just that tad more committed to the move, I think P1 would be his right now. Or he could be very aware that Anders is now half a second and is back into this battle, so this battle will become a two-way to a three-way. And what can Fabrice get done? And the gap now towards 66 is grown just that little bit. I think the only reason why Anders has been able to catch up is because these two have had a bit of a chess match. And Fabrice is still in the tow, which is keeping him in the battle for P1. A lovely exit by the both of them there. Oh, and 66 again takes that wider line through T1, carrying just that extra little bit more speed. Guess that means that less braking, is needed to get through T1. And now we can see that Anders has fallen back to almost a second again. Fabrice again is looking like it's going to get a little bit tastier for the battle for P1, as we are now less than 10 minutes into the race, and Auto Director feels that is a good time to pan away from the very close battle of P1 and take a look at P3, who is almost a full second behind the race leader. Good choice. I mean, that is a very beautiful person that they're looking at right now. And through the fast chicane they go. Oh, and Fabrice Lamy runs wide there, coming through the fast chicane. Scrubbed off a lot of speed, and is not going to be able to mount a challenge against 66. Is Anders going to be able to mount a challenge against Fabrice Lamy? The gap is 0.1, 1/10. Anders looks down the inside. And into T1 they go. All nice and respectful. Oh, and they almost touch a little bit there. Fabrice left plenty of room. But Fabrice lives to fight another day there. As now Anders is pursuing the P2 man. Now, if they're smart about this, they won't necessarily battle. They'll work together and try and keep up with the likes of 66 ahead. But whether they can, that's something else again. Down to the hairpin we go, and this is looking rather close to Fabrice Lamy. Through the S as we go. And this is where that uphill toe is so effective. And Anders there with a good exit, 2 attempts behind Fabrice Lamy, and it's only getting shorter, so Fabrice must have had a pretty poor exit coming out of there. He's not defending the inside line going up to the fast chicane. Anders is currently ahead at the braking point. And through they both go, and Anders takes P2 away from Fabrice Lamy. And down to the hairpin we go. Anders isn't really defending, just like the lap before with Fabrice. So Fabrice is looking down the inside. And there's a little bit later on the brake. Oh, does kind of close the door quite aggressively there to Fabrice. But I don't think going well. They were side by side, definitely into the entry of the braking zone. Just whether they were at the actual corner? That's the question. Did look like, to be fair, Fabrice was quite alongside, so that was a little bit cheeky there by Anders, he feels. But it also didn't help that the crew chief said that it was clear on the inside right. So at some point it must have been. Down the hill we go. Fabrice Lemy, the one to watch in round 5. 66 is moving away in P1. Anders, his title contender, is now in P2. But the only way it's really going to spice it up for the last round of the championship is if Anders can win the race. And 66 falls down to P3, for example. But it's 5 minutes 30 seconds to go. Many a thing has happened in racing before. Maybe it can happen again. Graham only 20 seconds behind, and getting stronger and stronger with every lap. It's great to see, regardless of skill level. You can see in this race right here, regardless of skill level, if you want to learn, if you want to get better, if you want to have fun, if you want to just simply race and not feel pressured, make sure you join in. Head over to prettyninjaracing.com and get yourself signed up for round 6, as well as our weekly Wednesday nights 1-hour endurance races, which are always a good hit. Oh, and Fabrice lose the rear end there in T1, giving Andy a little bit of a break there. Didn't seem to lose too much time though, Fabrice, so that was quite good. That was lucky. Carrying a lot of speed with the off track there for Fabrice Lemy. Had it pinned down. We've got 3.5 minutes left to go. Can Fabrice Lemy cause a mistake by Anders? It does look like 66 is just driving away to victory here with 2 laps to go. And Fabrice Lemy is so close to the rear end of Anders, and gets such a good drive out that he's almost alongside. But what that's going to do is not going to get any tow. But can he make a move into T1? No. Scrubbed off all the pace. Needed to try and get a bit more tow on the exit of the corner to slingshot past Anders, just like how Anders did on the way up to the far chicane there. 2 minutes 30 left to go. Again, Fabrice Lemy trying to look down the inside of Anders, but not really able to do so. Down to the hairpin we go. This is a place where Fabrice Lemy seems to be able to catch Anders up on the braking quite a lot. See if it happens again here. A little bit, a couple of attempts. There's one thing we do know, is that Fabrice Lemy on the brakes is rather good. Anders on the brakes, not quite so good. See Anders trying to open that left-hander as much as possible. The tyre wear went from 75% down to 45 in a matter of 2 laps. So the car started to feel very different very quickly. And the only reason I can imagine why that is because of dirty air, maybe. And on to the last lap of the race. 66 is leading the way, 3 seconds ahead from Anders. Fabrice Lamy half a second behind Anders. Graham Kirkpatrick sitting in P4, 26 seconds behind Fabrice Lamy. Not a bad effort by the Scotsman. And that is pretty much the time. We're at 30 seconds left on the clock. So can Fabrice catch Anders, get anything done? Will Anders make an error? It's not unknown. Not unknown for Anders to make the last lap shenanigans. And Fabrice carried some beautiful speed through that right-hander there. That was gorgeous. As down the hill they come. Scrubbed off 2 tenths for that one corner alone. And we know that Fabrice is 2 tenths quicker around this corner. There it is. And up the hill we go. Fabrice is going to get a lovely bit of toe through the Schumacher S's. Fabrice can't do anything quite yet. Oh, and Fabrice just scrubs off a little bit too much speed around that right-hander. I think that's going to be it. I think it's a mighty good effort by Fabrice Lamy as we watch 66 go through the fast chicane here. And through they go for P2. Oh, and Anders rides the curb a little bit. Oh, and tried to close the door, but Fabrice was there. Realistically, I think Fabrice was due to space, but I don't think Anders realised how little space he left, to be honest. But that's 66 winning the race. Anders in P2, just about holding on to it. Fabrice Lamy, P3. And Graham coming up towards the fast chicane now. And Graham comes over the line to take P4 here in round 5 of the PNF4. The fastest lap going to 66 with a 1:59.007. Only 0.03 of a tenth faster than the previous fast lap of Anders. Rather close after all. Let's see how that affects the standings for the PNF4 Championship. So the standings are as follows. 66 is in P1 with 135 points. Anders P2 with 119. Fabrice Lamy P3 with 83 points. Chosen P4 with 74. Lava Lemming P5 with 62. Hugeus with 54 in P6. Jamski P7 with 52. And Cool Kid Sunny in P8 with 18. There is 1 round left to go. You are more than welcome to join in. Yes, you will not win the championship, but you could win the race. Who knows? It would be lovely to see you there. We are at Interlagos for round 6. Sign-ups are available now over at BritishNinjaRacing.com. 66 has pretty much got the championship in the bag. He only needs to finish P4 and higher within the next race. And as the last 2 races, there have only been 4 combatants. The championship is pretty much his. So I'm going to say congratulations to 66 right now. I believe it's all going to be his, unless he is unable to attend next Sunday. Then it's down to Anders to do his utmost to win next week's race. If he doesn't win, he might not win the championship. Now, he is only 15 points behind, so again, realistically, a top 3 finish would give him the title, but it's looking very unlikely. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the content. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you've reached this point. You might as well add. And if, like I said, get involved in our events. Links are in the description below. Keep yourself safe, and I will catch you for the final round of the PNF4 at Interlagos next week.